Welcome back to Inside Groove. I'm Greg Kellnan. So we get ready to take a look at some of the things that happened over the past year here at 2016 at Ohsweken Speedway and where we're headed in 2017. We also had a chance in this episode to sit down and talk with the Cool Kids Core Pack Championship team, the Braun Racing team, and we also stopped by the Steyrs Racing shop to talk to crew chief Steve Moulton. All that and a whole lot more in this edition of Inside Groove.
Sure, cattle bring in the profits, but Case IH equipment helps you do everything else.
Welcome back to Inside Groove. Our Clinton Jeffrey stopped by the Steyrs Racing shop to talk to Steve Moulton, crew chief for the Steyrs Racing crew. Let's hear what Steve had to say.
Pretty cool 2016 season for you guys. First off, were you happy with the team's performance?
On the whole, we were pretty happy. Jesse, it was good to see him win the championship in his rookie year. He did a great job. Dylan did a good job. Aaron finished in third in the points, was pretty good. Jordan did a good job for just starting out. We just got to get the boss going a little bit better next year, and hopefully we'll have a few wins for him, sort of.
Let's talk about back up to maybe Jesse.
Yeah, it was kind of a last-minute deal. We didn't really decide on that till probably March, I guess, and it all worked out really good. He listened to us. He, learned how to race, and he did a great job. Dylan was a good help to him, coaching him along. Glenn coached him along, and he really listened well. And no, we're really happy with the job he did. What's
the biggest thing you fight with here to get all these cars ready each week?
Actually, it's not too bad. The guys do a lot of their own work themselves. That's what we're trying to teach them. Just how to work on the cars and how to adjust them and how to understand them better. And they're coming along pretty good, really. It's a big job sometimes, and luckily last year we had a good year where we didn't wreck a bunch of stuff in 1 week, and everything went really well.
What are you guys looking at for 2017? Same plan, same game?
Yeah, same thing. We're going to probably try and race a little more in the spring out of town with Glenn and Dylan. That's the plan. The crate motor guys have pretty well got their program set at Ohsweken, and I'm looking forward to another year.
Let's talk about the crate program. We all kind of got this thing going less than 5 years ago, and it is blossoming, I think, better than any of us could have anticipated. What are your thoughts on how quickly the crate class has taken off?
I'm really happy with it. I think we've created a good class and now guys are realizing it's fair competition. The motor thing you guys did at the end of the year, I think, really helped, where it just showed a lot of people that, hey, everybody's on equal footing here.
I think a lot of people were concerned it was going to cost us 360 cars. Safe to say we've seen growth in the 360s and are going to see continued growth over the next few years?
I think so. I mean, look at last year. We had 4 people actually come out of the crate motors and do really well. There's people like Mac DeMann and that are going to be ready for it if they're not ready already, and that's what we wanted as a feeder class of 360s. There's a couple people, you take Dylan, he probably wouldn't be in a 360 if there hadn't been the crate motor class.
Save energy dollars today. Insta Insulation is the right choice for Mike Holmes of Homes on Homes, and it will be the right choice for you too. Call 1-800-668-0311 or visit instainsulation.com.
Here at Braun Auto Service, standing with the 2016 Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Sprint Car Champion, Mitch Braun. And Mitch, I know there's probably been a lot of excitement in this offseason about the championship, but some relief as well. When you look back 2 years in a row, you had a chance to win the title and came up just a little short. So a bit of relief, I'm sure, to go with that excitement.
Yeah, it's been exciting, and it's cool to add, to be able to say that, and I'm sure Ohsweken just can continue to grow, and it's going to be cool, 10, 15 years down the road to say, yeah, I won that, and hopefully we can contend for it again.
Talk about those 2 years where you came so close, and you have to have such consistency to win the title. 2 years ago, I think you had a body panel come off the front of the car, and it cost you the championship. The year after that, in 2015, you had the motor problems late in the season. But this past year, it was perfection pretty much. Consistency really does get it done.
Yeah, I guess same old deal. You got to lose a couple before you can win one. So we found ways to lose them and finally found a way to win one.
You're only 23 years old, and it's hard to believe we're saying that, it took you 3 years to win a title. Usually it takes far much longer to do that. To do that in such a short time is hard to believe, but at the same time, it seems like you've been around Ohsweken Speedway forever. We've watched you grow up through all the ranks.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, I guess 23 is probably getting old in this deal now, but yeah, it's been a long time coming, and it's been fun to have been around Ohsweken.
You're one of those drivers that had to make the move from Thunderstocks directly to the 360 sprint cars. The crates weren't around when you were making that adjustment, but your family's been really involved in the crate sprint car division. I know your dad had a big hand in getting those cars ready. I'm sure you guys watched that with an interested eye.
Oh yeah, that's been awesome, and I said this millions of times. I wish I did it, and it would just help your transition in that, and learning these cars and how they drive compared to a stock car and that. And it's cool to see it grow, and I think it's even growing even more this year. So that's cool to see.
Now, going into opening night, obviously, there's always a lot of pressure on, okay, the championship's in sight. You were one of the top contenders, and you kind of hand select who you think you're going to be fighting it out with. But on opening night, there's a young man standing in victory lane in his first official 360 sprint car start, and he happened to be your brother. Talk about the emotions there.
That was cool. That was probably... That was one of the top, coolest nights I've been at a racetrack and that, and to see him do that, and the way it all finished that, and it was pretty hectic, and yeah, I was pretty pumped for him.
You're a true family team. You travel together, you race together on the track, and probably one of the best brother duos I've seen as as competitors, helping each other out and celebrating together. Talk about your family and just the history and what it means to stick together and race together.
Yeah, it's been doing this a long time. It's pretty much all we know, and it's cool to do it together. You just I don't know. I guess guys got good friends they do it with too, and that's probably similar. But when it's your family, it's pretty cool.
2017, obviously, you want to come back and repeat as a champion, but it's not an easy task when you look at the competition. You've got Glenn Stiers, Dave Dykstra, Jim Hoopinen, the Turners. There's just so many good drivers. Dane Nida up there. It's hard to get a win week in and week out.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be tough. Just take it week by week and just go from there. Just don't get in over your head and just be smart.
You've commented over the years about how you like racing in the South because it helps improve you as a driver. But now, as time has gone by at Ohsweken Speedway and we see outside invaders come in and race, have you noticed how much the competition level has changed here just in the last few years?
Yeah, I'd say even in the last maybe year, 2 years, it's grown. It's from what it was when I first started. It's tough up here. It's not sort of entry-level sprint car. It's tough, and I'd put most of our guys up against a lot of the good guys in the States and that, so it's cool to see.
Would you say your ESS win here on home turf really solidified that fact that the Ohsweken regulars aren't pushovers anymore?
Yeah, for sure. That was cool. I think they said one of the first Ohsweken regulars to win an ESS race, so that's really cool, and yeah, that proves that point a little more.
Now, 2017, obviously back at Ohsweken Speedway. What else do you plan to do?
Just the usual. Just travel when we can. Obviously, Friday nights Ohsweken Speedway, and then fill in Saturday, Sunday somewhere, and hopefully get going here. I guess the end of next month down in Florida, and just race when we can.
A lot of good people help bring you a championship. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Just my dad, my brother. I mean, it's just these two cars in the shop, and most of the time it's just three of us working on them, and they do a ton here and keep these things running. Haldex has been with me or with my family for probably 10 plus years now, and they've done so much for me, and they got lots of good sponsors and that, and they all help out.
There you have it, the youngest champion ever in Ohsweken Speedway history in the 360 Sprint Car Division. He'll be back. It's downtown Mitch Braun at Ohsweken Speedway in 2017.
Your mind and your sign, and oh
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
Well, busy 2016 season wrapping up, and probably one of the most successful ever when you look at all the things that happened. The brand new building that was built here and all the work that went behind that. That was the first thing that happened way back in January.
Yeah, Greg, it's hard to believe we're actually standing inside the lobby here of our new building, and it's just been amazing to come as far as we did. You know, you and I labored over this place for 3 seasons, just seeing it sit here, and we knew that it had to get done. And, you know, I told you guys day one, I said, that's my first mission, is to get this building open. It was great. I mean, we had great partners that came in. A lot of our racing kind of involved partners. We tried to use guys who are involved in the industry with us, and they really came on board. Mac Demand Construction, what they did for us to meet our deadlines on time, on budget, just amazing. But all the improvements, Greg, look how much we did this year. New railings, new bases for the grandstands, new footwells, this whole gorgeous building now, upgraded concessions. I mean, so many things in total, about $290,000 when we're all said, which is crazy to think about how generous Glenn is. You know.
Now, the biggest event of the year, of course, was the World of Outlaws, but a big part of that was having Casey Kanan, and it was the biggest outlaw show ever here. In fact, the biggest show ever here at the Speedway. That all started on Twitter, hard to believe.
Final time. Off a corner for checkers in the air. Casey Kane will win at Ohsweken. He's got the trophy. He'll grab the flag. Let's hear it for Casey Kane. Well, Casey, Glenn Stiers wanted you to come here to Ohsweken Speedway. You've heard a lot about it. Tony Stewart had success here. Your first visit, you were quick right off the truck, fastest in hot laps, good run in the heat, and a feature win. What do you think of Ohsweken Speedway now?
Oh man, it feels good to get a win. I had a great car. I was excited to come up here and get to race. This racetrack has always been such a cool place, and in front of a great crowd. I had a blast.
To get Case Kane here was so cool, though, and he was a great guy. You know, came in, did whatever we needed to do. Our fans were amazing. I want to say that. I mean, I got letters from his people the Monday after and said they can't believe how well they were treated here. All the fans were totally amazing. Where do we go from here? We've had Tony Stewart, we've had Casey Kane. You know, we're looking at guys like Kyle Larson. That angle right now. I mean, we won't know for about another month or so until they get all their major stuff in place.
Unofficially online, the major events, the dates for those were announced. And one of the biggest questions we get is, when do the renewals start for those major events for the ticket sales, and when do the general ticket sales go on? When should we expect all that to happen?
Well, for the Outlaw Show, you can go and buy those right now through our website and on Ticket Force. They're available right now for purchase for the Monday, Tuesday week there in July 24th and 25th it is. The Triple Crown Showdown, which is going to be the big block modifieds, the late models, and our 360 sprints. February, we'll nail down tickets for that and get those up on Ticket Force. I believe Canadian Sprint Car Nationals tickets are available right now. So, and if you want to buy tickets to races, well, they're coming on available. I just picked them up from you today. So, from our printer, so we're ready to start selling regular tickets. The other thing is the school program is going to be back in play this year, so if you're a school out there who wants to get involved with our program, that was major as well. We sold a lot of tickets to local schools and gave a lot back to the community on that front too, so that was a great plus for us.
So that's just a little insight on where we've come in 2016, where we're headed in 2017. Things don't stop. Even though the racing on the track isn't going on, there's still lots going on behind the scenes.
Well, we're Doug Brown at Brown Auto Service. Doug, let's talk about how this crate division has taken off. I mean, you're on what we call kind of the tech committee with, I guess, Steve Moulton, yourself. We've talked to the engine builders, Doug Leonard, and myself. We've really tried to get this class going. Are you shocked at the growth?
Yes and no. I just think it was something that we needed to do in this area to promote the 360 class, and I think it's the ultimate step to driving a sprint car with the less horsepower motor, and so it's a great thing that it's going in the positive direction, and it's great for Ohsweken Speedway.
Are you surprised at some of the names that are coming out? I mean, every day I'm shocked myself by the names that weren't kind of, as I've been saying, on our radar, so to speak, that are investing in the program.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing, and it's sprint car fever is something that even myself has retained in just the last 7-8 years. To being from my background and to now, I just can't get enough of sprint car racing. So it seems like it's the trend where people get just a little taste of sprint car racing by watching it, and ultimately want to join that.
You know, the divide used to be so big. We just talked to Mitch about how the jump he had to make was the old school, from street stock right into the 360s. Now you've got kind of a middle ground there, and I think it's a lot less intimidating for these guys. Is that what you're hearing?
Oh, exactly. I think it was something that was my initiative when I put one of those crate motors in a car, was to give that middle stepping stone for the 360 class ultimately. But you know, with people's budgets nowadays, I think it's a practical choice to learn how to race a winged open wheel sprint car.
On behalf of Ohsweken Speedway, we hope that you had a very Merry Christmas and wish you all the best success in 2017. So that'll do it for this edition of Inside Groove. We'll see you right back here at Ohsweken Speedway.